Welcome to That Makes Sense. This is not just a channel, it's a way of thinking. I question everyday life, explore modern problems, and break down things in a simple, logical way.
Have you ever taken a hard look at your bank statement and just wondered where all your money actually went? Well, a huge chunk of it might be silently draining away, thanks to a system so big, it's basically its own hidden economy. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the great subscription trap.
Okay, let's just start with a number that is kind of hard to wrap your head around. $273 billion. That's what Americans spent on subscriptions in just 1 year. This isn't just about Netflix and Spotify anymore. This is a massive industry, and it's built on all these tiny little recurring charges.
So, how many of these services are we all trying to keep track of? Get this. The average American now has 14 active subscriptions. Just think about that for a second. Back in 2015, that number was just 3. That is a wild increase in the number of little payments just flying out of our accounts every single month.
And when you add all of those 14 subscriptions up, it comes out to an average of $219 a month. A month! That's over $2,600 a year. I mean, that's a really nice vacation, right? Or a serious boost to your savings. All going to services you might not even remember signing up for in the first place.
So this all leads to the big question.
Really easy to hear these huge numbers and think, oh, that's not me. But let's get real for a minute. Could you, right now, name every single service you are paying for every month? Because for millions and millions of us, the honest answer is probably not.
This whole thing brings us to a concept that financial experts actually have a name for. It's called subscription creep, and it is the quiet, sneaky little engine behind this massive financial drain. It's stealthy and
It's called subscription creep, and it is the quiet, sneaky little engine behind this massive financial drain.
It's about dozens of little ones. Each one seems totally harmless on its own, but they add up. They just keep renewing in the background, quietly siphoning money from your account while you're not even paying attention. And this analogy just explains it perfectly. I love this. One little $9 a month charge. It feels like nothing, you barely notice it. But then you add the cloud storage, and that design app you used once, and that other streaming service. And suddenly, you're not dealing with a drip anymore. You've got a flood on your hands. Now, you might be thinking this is just about people being a little forgetful, right? But it is so not that simple. Companies are actively, deliberately designing their websites and their apps to trick you into spending money. These aren't glitches or accidents. They are very intentional designs called dark patterns. The scale of this is just wow. It's kind of shocking. An international investigation looked at hundreds of these services, and they found that over 75% of them, that's 3 out of every 4, were using at least one of these deceptive dark patterns. And get this, 2/3 of them were using multiple tricks to keep you on the hook. These tactics even have these shady-sounding names because, well, they are shady. You've got the Roach Motel, where it's super easy to check in, but almost impossible to check out. There's confirm shaming, which tries to guilt you with messages like, "No thanks, I hate saving money." And then you've got the classics we've all fallen for, the free trial trap and those sneaky pre-checked upgrades. Let's just zoom in on the most famous one, the Roach Motel. Signing up for something like Amazon Prime, it can literally be a single click. But canceling? The FTC itself found that to cancel Prime, you had to fight your way through 6 different screens and make 15 separate clicks. That is not an accident. That is a very deliberate, multi-million-dollar strategy to keep you from leaving. And oh, it gets worse. With a huge settlement for their hidden annual plan, they trapped 18 million users who thought they were paying month to month into a year-long contract with massive cancellation fees. In that free trial trap, auditors found 2/3 of services that offer a free trial demand your credit card up front and then just start billing you, often without any warning at all that your trial is over. So at this point, you're probably screaming, how is any of this legal? And that's the right question. Well, the truth is, regulators have tried to step in, but the reality of actually enforcing the rules, that is a much, much messier story. Just take a look at the roller coaster history of this so-called click-to-cancel rule. The FTC finally made it official in late 2024. The idea was simple. If you can sign up with one click, you should be able to cancel just as easily. But boom, it was immediately challenged in court, and by the next summer, a federal court had tossed the whole thing out, leaving all of us right back where we started. And this quote from Consumer Reports just absolutely nails it. For a company making billions, a fine of a few $1,000,000 isn't a punishment. It's just a predictable expense. It's a line item on a spreadsheet, the cost of doing business. The money they make by trapping people is way, way more than any penalty they might have to pay.
Okay, so the whole system feels a bit rigged. I get it. But that does not mean you're powerless. Not even close. Knowing this stuff is the first step, but taking action is what really counts. So let's get practical. Here is your 5-step plan to take back control and escape this trap for good.
All right, step 1, inventory everything. Go through the last 3 months of your statements and write down every single recurring charge. Step 2, track your usage. For 1 month, be brutally honest with yourself about what you actually use. Step 3, cancel ruthlessly. If you don't use it, if it's not worth it, get rid of it. Step 4, have a plan before you add anything new. Maybe a 1-in, 1-out rule. And finally, step 5, and this is crucial, schedule a review. Put it in your calendar to do this every 3 months. This has to become a habit.
And look, if you need a little motivation to actually sit down and do this audit, here it is. Studies show that the average person underestimates how much they're spending on subscriptions by $133 every single month. That is over $1,500 a year that is just vanishing into thin air, money you didn't even know you were spending.
So we're going to leave you with this thought. You've seen the trap, you've seen how it works, and now you have a clear plan to escape it. So the only real question left is, what could you do with an extra $1,500 this year? What would you do with that money once you take it back?